Mr. Funny Iron Man.
Uh,
It is.
uh,
Ah. Oh god. Oh my god. I've had the worst congestion lately, and I'm not sure if it is if it's the here actually I will no actually I will break character a little bit. Screw what I just said earlier. I don't know if it's the general summer hell that my hometown goes through every season, or if it is the fact that we got 2 new puppies that I didn't want. Yay! Uh
I would like it to be known she said I can lock the fuck in just but
yeah.
30 seconds ago.
Yeah, I said that. No, I can't. No, I can't.
It's
We got
okay,
2 new
press the nuke
puppies I didn't
button.
want. We got
Nuke.
two new puppies that I didn't want.
And they're
This
big
has been
dogs. They're
interesting.
big.
They're big dogs. I don't like big dogs. I'm trying to have an open mind, but also I'm not trying whatsoever.
And before the internet grabs their pitchforks, we love animals, but
I
we are
love
cat
animals
people.
so much. We're very much cat people. I have a cat.
I'm a small dog guy.
I'm questioning the sanity of my mother who wanted this thing, but also I'm yeah, maybe I'm rocking the boat a little. Trying not to too much, I suppose. But this is yeah, think of all the I've done the puppy kitten thing a few times at this point. It's stressful already just on its own, right? There's like so much you have to do and so much you have to think of. And then I'm also being dragged into the semi to just completely unwillingly. So, yeah, wow. We watched
I'd
Iron
love
Man though
you locking
yesterday.
the fuck in.
No, fuck that. I got so much going on. Plus new job just on the horizon for me. I got so much shit going on. If that Voltron video takes like 3 more months, you guys know exactly why. You can send your complaints directly to my mother's inbox. um I'm like half joking. I'm half.
There, I was saving this for a rainy day.
Mm, oh, there's a cheer. Look at that.
Oh
Oh
my gosh.
gosh, they're cute though. They're cute dogs. All puppies are cute. These ones are especially cute, I must admit.
Mhm.
Oh my
If
gosh,
there were
I never realized your notifications for Kingdom Hearts.
yes, because we like mostly play Kingdom Hearts here. We've been doing it for a while. I can
That's
actually
fair.
change it back to the old anime stuff, but like I'm always too lazy to do that between each stream. So
I'm being
I
the
just leave it be.
tryhard of the person who like
I mean,
never
it still
streams, making
works.
my own.
Uh, yeah, I just grabbed some anime
Meanwhile, for
gifs.
me, I got some. Yeah, I kind of just got some generic ones from Stream Elements or
Yeah.
Stream Labs, one of the two.
That's
Oh
fair.
gosh. Okay, we watched Iron Man yesterday. We've dipped our toes finally into the MCU proper. This is our first actual. I thought the Hulk one was the first one. I thought that came first, but no, this
Nope.
one did.
Iron
Yeah,
Man.
Iron Man was
I
first.
genuinely thought the same as well.
Yeah. I think it's because the Hulk is like the non-canon one, so you assume that that's the one that. Well, it's not like
That comes
non-canon,
first.
right? It is technically canon, but
Like
it's like
never
It's just
addressed.
yeah, it's like a
just
big
out of
casting
order.
change. So I think most people discard it.
Yeah,
So it's like still technically
Yeah,
part of the sacred timeline, like technically.
it is.
Yeah.
by
If
all
you go
legal
to Disney
standpoint.
and if you go to Disney and like basically want to watch Marvel Cinematic Universe in order, it's still in order on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But this is before even Disney though. It starts off with a Paramount logo, actually. That was more surprising than the Marvel logo being in there still. It starts with the Paramount logo.
That's true.
Um, and yeah, okay, first off, right? Expectations going in. I think we were all like I think we all had like pretty high expectations here, right? We've had like a
Yes.
low period for a little while with these movies, right? I think with like comic
Yeah.
book
Yeah,
movies during this
we were
era.
Midtown for a while.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
Midtown.
Yeah, it got really bad and then yeah, it came back up to just
It
mid.
got so bad we saw Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer favorably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
By the way,
That was like the better movies
yeah.
for the bundles of movies we had to watch.
By the way, I have not yet posted the VODs for today. My bad for slacking. But again, 2 infants in the house. Send your complaints at I can't put my mother's email here because that would dox her.
That would be very bad idea.
Yes.
Don't do that.
But uh So but so VODs will be up soon for that one. But like, yeah, that was like that's a movie that's like I think a lot of people think of that as like being a pretty bad comic book movie. But yeah, that and Spider-Man 3, which are both famously at least like on like the internet considers them to be very bad movies. But actually like I think we had like a pretty good time with those. Like maybe not like an amazing
Shockingly,
time, but like they were like
it's better than
entertaining actually.
expected.
Way better than
Yeah.
expected, right? I think with how shit like right, so like the whole like arc so far, right? If I look at like the movie rankings, right? So we had like scrappy, very small movies like the like Captain America and like the original like
Mhm.
unreleased Fantastic Four,
They're
and then
they were best summed up as like, charming
yeah,
little things.
then Blade is
I mean,
just
I
in
feel like
there
a lot.
randomly. Feels like an anomaly.
I feel like a lot of these movies were like collages, rough drafts
Yeah,
put
yeah,
together. They
yeah,
got
yeah.
that kind
Yeah.
of vibe.
Spider-Man and X-Men are basically like like creating the formula for how a superhero movie works and doing
Definitely for sure. Building
and
blocks.
a pretty damn good job at it. And then after that you tumble like head first into just clones of those more or less, right? You like you get like two more Blade movies that try two weird tones that neither of them really work. You get Elektra, you get you get goddamn Daredevil, and you even get Fantastic Four, which was made for tax purposes, I'm pretty sure, and even just the other X-Men. X2 is great. X3, yikes, wow, but that the story behind that is different. What I'm saying is, right, Spider-Man X-Men does well. People get cynical about it. You get a bunch of shit, and then you get a bunch of mid. And then finally, Iron Man comes around, and they're like, okay, what if we ape Spider-Man and X-Men's formula, but like make
Polish
it
it.
good? Right?
Yeah,
Like,
they
what if we
polished
like
it.
hit the make movie good button? You know?
They just had it this whole time. Don't know why they never pressed it.
Yeah. Wow. So bizarre. It's definitely that easy,
I
right?
mean, the budget for Iron Man was 150 million, and the box office was 585.8 million. To give you the
It did
idea of just the
It did
pretty
well.
good.
drastic.
It did well,
Yeah.
and it was an expensive movie.
Yeah, that's an expensive movie, but the turnaround was huge.
Oh,
Mm.
absolutely.
It was.
Man, it kind of is interesting how a lot of money is poured into movies where it needs to perform better and better, or else like you don't even break even. And like it
Yeah.
gets to a point where we will talk about it more.
Yeah, the budget of these Marvel movies will inflate a bit as we go on. But this one is like perfect, right? It's a really good script. They got
It's
they got their
adequately
funding
funded.
from certain places that we'll discuss.
Mm.
What was
We got a whole subsection of
yeah,
propaganda.
good budget.
God bless America.
Robert Downey
God bless.
Jr. at this point was not necessarily the household name that he is nowadays. This kind of really helped make his career. And these movies would go on to make a lot of actors' careers, of course. But yeah. Um Going in basically, I think our expectations were high, and despite the fact that the politics of this
2008 movie.
it's very 2008. Think of what was happening in 2008. Very that. We'll discuss those in explicit detail as we go forward. As much as the government will allow, so it's just our government contractors will allow us. And it is though. Despite all of that, it's very good, right? Like this is like, maybe not good conservative propaganda, good neoliberal propaganda. It's good. It's well made.
Honestly, despite how messy certain things and how certain
Hmm?
Uncle Sam isms are
Yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah, yeah. We're
it's
beating
kind
around the
of
bush now.
good.
We won't later. It is
Yeah,
I
good.
mean, but
it's
It's
even
kind
just
of
well
good.
made, right? Like you just have a movie with just good special effects, good actors, a good tight script with an arc of a hero that you understand, right? Like Tony starts off as this,
yeah, it's origin
yeah,
story. Origin story kind of really good origin story like Spider-Man, and then but it wasn't like
Well,
too terribly long.
but like it's not just an origin story is the thing though. It's like also a story of redemption, basically on Tony's part. It's a story of him like starting off at a kind of like low in some ways, low morally, high fiscally perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
and then through an experience that like opens his eyes, he begins to he begins to basically claw his way, work his way back to redemption. He learns morality basically and decides to use all of
Well,
that
yeah,
money for good.
it takes responsibility also for the world he's actively creating,
Mhm.
through his inventions as well.
Yeah, there's like it's kind of like the flip side of the with great power comes great responsibility story of Spider-Man, right? Because in that
It
one,
more is
yeah,
okay.
that one's like about a kid who is just for the first time learning that like he has maybe a little bit of power that he can wield over others, and that he needs to learn how to use it right. Where this is like a grown man who's been misusing that power, who has to now learn how to like do it right because he basically got a very traumatic life lesson,
I
Well, and
love how
also
you
undo
immediately.
the current,
right? Bit like Ebenezer is
consequences of
bit of the Ebenezer Scrooge story, honestly, like a little.
Actually,
a little bit,
kinda,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
kind of is.
Also, I love how you immediately are tying him to Spider-Man already.
Yeah, yeah.
This will be amusing to me in the future.
It will be because then Tony kind of is maybe one of the earlier people to give that lesson to Marvel to MCU Spider-Man.
Exactly.
Yeah. The whole if you're nothing without the suit, then you don't deserve it. You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But going back to Iron Man specifically, as in the movie, I think a lot of heavy lifting, well, not heavy lifting, because a lot of actors were good, don't get me wrong. But RDJ is immediately becomes a household name after this. Like,
Oh, within
he
seconds.
such yeah, such strong character acting where you just immediately are like, yo, that's my guy. He's kind of funny.
It's a funny thing where it's like on one hand on one hand RDJ was so perfectly cast for Tony Stark, but on the other hand he definitely did reinform interpretations and versions of the characters going forward. It was a
Mm.
both and situation for sure. Where like
They kind of just
yeah.
symbiosed.
Yeah, where it's like basically every animated show from here on out will be just drawing Robert Downey Jr. rather than any kind of comic accurate version of the character. But also like a lot of the stuff that is that maybe people think of as being like the most iconic Tony Stark traits, like the alcoholism and the daddy issues, were already there beforehand. But
Especially
something about the
alcoholism,
attitude
because
and the riz that RDJ brings to it is definitely that was I think a little newer.
yeah, and apparently there was a love triangle, which I am
Oh yeah.
glad was not adapted.
Yeah, I'm glad that was off the
We
table.
went down a little rabbit hole trying to figure out like, learn a little
What was
bit
pre
about the comics. Yeah.
RDJ?
Most interesting thing we found, I'll explain it explicitly, which is that apparently originally Happy, Pepper, and Tony were in a love triangle in the comics, and Pepper actually marries Happy, not Tony. But here they just cut it out completely. And as much as I'm like, justice for my man Happy, I would have despised another love triangle. Name a single love triangle in a thing that has been entertaining even vaguely that didn't end in polyamory.
Okay, you got me on that one. I
Yeah.
already had one locked and loaded, and then you said
Yeah.
that didn't end in poly. I was like, fuck.
Not a true love triangle. That's the compromise of love triangles.
They all wanted to bone each other.
Yeah.
They made it work.
They
No,
made it
I'm
work.
referring to Castlevania because
Mhm.
it immediately pops to mind. They're so
And
good.
normally love triangles also lead to like situations of cheating, and I know a lot of people don't like that.
Yeah, the cheating's always shit, and it's always shit whenever the writer's already coming from the standpoint of the woman being like a trophy to be won, to be fought over
Yeah.
by two male characters. That's always horrible. I like
Yeah,
to pretend that
yeah,
This is
plot
why
line in
objectification.
Disneyland.
I already really dislike the Hobbit movies, but I especially try to pretend that plot line didn't happen.
What do you mean Hobbit movies?
Yep.
I like The Hobbit.
And
Leave me
you're
alone.
wrong for it. Let's move on.
Listen, I can appreciate a lot of aspects of The Hobbit. There's a lot I don't like about it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
leaving
like
it
the
at
fact
that
that
for
they
now.
like the fact that they ruined they nearly ruined New Zealand's acting industry for one.
Poor Weta.
Yep. But there's a lot like there's a lot of reasons to dislike the Hobbit movies, including like not just the quality of the movies itself, but including what they did to the industry and what they represent in so many ways. And poor Sir Ian McKellen.
Oh no.
Poor Sir Ian McKellen.
I'm thinking about the clip now.
Acting in a blue screen. Poor Sir Ian McKellen. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad that some of our favorite franchises aren't gonna do that. Like Marvel or Star Wars.
I just got sad. I just got sad. Yeah, that's actually one thing to mention with this movie. This movie's special effects are like good.
Practical and good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a mix of CG and practical. The CG, sometimes you kind of see it, but for the most part, you're able to just kind of leave it be, right? A lot of it is like, a lot of I think artificial materials like metal are a little easier to trick our eye with because you can always tell when a human CG because you know what a human looks like, but
Mhm.
metal, yeah, you can get away with it.
But a metal man.
Same with like animals and well-known like plants.
Yeah, yeah.
Fun fact: apparently, a lot of CG is done on dog tails
To make them stop wagging.
to make them stop
Yeah,
wagging.
yeah, that checks
Boy.
out.
Because there's the animal trainer like right behind the camera with 5 treats in hand for when the good boy does the thing right. So he's really excited.
They would absolutely do the same with cats if they had the same tail wag response.
Yeah.
Although, riddle me this one: in the original Willy Wonka, those squirrels were real and they were trained to do that.
That is fun.
Except I don't know how they pulled that off.
Yo, fucking Wonka magic. That's how.
I hear
Ugh.
squirrels aren't the hardest to train, actually. Wasn't there like a story of a Florida woman who set her squirrel minions on her ex?
That sounds like a Florida headline.
I feel insane for saying that, but I'm gonna look it up to confirm. I know that I heard that on like a podcast somewhere. I think it was like the Cox and Crendor podcast. I heard that.
I think the
this
hardest
Florida
part in the Wonka
woman-
movie was getting it synchronized, though. Remember, all those squirrels were moving in like synchronized swimmers, so it still is impressive either way.
I saw this one TikTok.
Oh
of
yeah!
A
Oh
guy
my god!
who
Oh my
had-
god! Oh my god! Wait, guys! Wait!
It's real. It's real. You found the article. Send it at everyone.
Wait! No! No! It's false! No!
Oh, it's fake news.
No!
Oh, well.
I'm so
Oh, I'm sad.
sad. I'm so sad. Also the photo's fake. Oh no, the buckshot photo's fake. Oh my heart. My heart. Well, there goes my week. But
Rest in peace.
where were we?
Of fucking
We were talking about the
CGI
effects
mixed
of
with
Yeah.
practical.
Iron Man.
Yeah,
And then we
there's-
talked about dogtails.
I really liked the Iron Man suit here. It was peak.
Oh, it's so good.
It's iconic.
It is.
So
Okay,
we
go on.
we know where the suits kind of end up. The whole nanotech suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like they would look good drawn in a comic.
The nanotech suit is kind of trying to be the comic accurate suit. I think at least the original one before it was like very mechanical. It was like a I don't know how to describe it. It was like almost like a piece of clothing he put on that like did a tech thing. It's hard to describe. It was like aluminum or something. I don't know.
Listen, it's what I think of when I think of he had a piece of clothing suit he put on. I immediately think to the suitcase.
No, it was like I'll just have to show you guys pictures of it because it's hard to articulate otherwise. Iron Man suit. Let me show you like pictures of it, right? Because it's like have you seen like what the comic suit looks like more?
Not
Where
in ages.
not in ages. Okay, this might be a good time to see it then. Because yeah, it is more of like here. I'll share it to Discord
Yay.
so you can see.
Boop. Oh yeah, okay, that is
Yeah.
the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
See, it's like a
Right,
clothing. It's like
okay.
clothing that he puts on.
Mm.
If the viewers at home want to see, just just look up like Iron Man comic suit. You'll see. It'll pop up pretty quickly. But
Yeah, I do want to say that this is a very good redesign.
yeah,
Yeah, it is.
it
It's a
absolutely
I
really
think
good
is.
redesign.
I'm pretty sure it changed. Actually, you know, let me look that up.
No,
Actually,
no, there were a lot of things like people sometimes overcredit this movie for the things that it pioneered here. It's like while it did definitely change how comics, treated Tony, um, it did like skyrocket his popularity. It did codify some things. It didn't invent all the things, right? Like
yeah,
they
which is
were,
why I
yeah,
kind of stopped myself from saying. I was like, you know,
yeah.
let me look it up.
They were doing a mechanical suit before this. They had Tony had his secret identity be public since like 2002. It basically never changed. Hasn't changed since. Before that, he was it was the cover was that he was Iron Man was his bodyguard,
Mm.
which was actually the cover story that Shield tries to feed him at like the end scene when
And
it's
then
like the
it's
press
like,
conference.
haha, bitch.
And he has the famous line, "I am Iron Man." The press goes wild. It's like the end of the movie that everyone remembers so vividly because it's so iconic.
Mm.
And also, I mean, towards the end, it ends with that line too.
That's what I just said. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Need to pay attention, Quixby. Pay attention. Anyway,
I am.
Speaking of paying attention, when did Iron
You're
Man
speaking
come
so
out? The
fast. Sorry, I
movie.
missed the line.
When the movie come out?
2008.
2008.
All right.
Making the note.
No, I'm searching Iron Man suit 2007.
Oh, okay. The comics, trying to see when trying to confirm something.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Just trying to see
fair.
how it looked.
But he is a well, that's a funny thing, right? He was not a particularly iconic character before this. This is what made him iconic. It was the Avengers were, and some people forget this. A lot of nerds pointed out the Avengers were not all that well loved before this point, right? It was not like the Justice League, right? It was
It was just like each hero in their own box still.
yeah, yeah. It like
And,
what? No, I said yeah,
uh,
yeah too soon. Actually, I don't think that's the case.
yeah, of each hero in their own box.
No, not
I feel
really.
like that applies to the Avengers, but not quite of how Marvel was, because it was kind of divided more by group, not individuals.
Yeah, yeah. So the issue is that the Avengers were kind of the least favorite for a long time of the superhero groups, right? So like X-Men and Fantastic Four were both far, far more popular for a long time, and it was these movies that like brought Avengers that put them on the map, basically. And before then, right, it wasn't so much that was the case. I mean, like there were lots of different heroes that had turns being Avengers at different times, right? Like
Yeah, like
Spider-Man would have
Ant-Man
dealings with them, Wolverine,
or Hank,
just about everyone's had a turn being an
like
Avenger. Yeah, Hank
like our
specifically
favorite
Beast, not Hank
founding.
Pym, the other one. Other Hank.
Exactly.
Um
Would you say this movie modernized Iron Man?
I feel like it streamlined him by bringing him into
yeah.
the mainstream.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't
Saying
think there was much
streamlined
that
is
needed to be modernized.
yeah, saying streamlined kind of feels a bit buzzwordy, so let me kind of like explain what I mean by that. By streamlining, I mean kind of bringing a lot of his already pre-existing personality traits and character traits to the forefront, and then some of them were dropped and you maintained the core.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause I feel like, I feel like over
Reworked
the
his
years, not
character
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure when this was, but like I know they dropped his alcoholism.
in the comics or here.
Well, definitely here, but let me check the comics actually.
Big plot point of movie too. You're forgetting. The alcoholism is
Uh,
a big plot point of movie too.
this
Yeah,
is true.
I don't. I was like, I don't think they removed the alcohol problem with Tony.
It's not ongoing in the way that would maybe be more realistic, but there's a lot of things that's not
Yeah.
realistic about this movie. So
That's also true. But they do. But I feel like they kind of imply it because, for example, when he was trying to like market the missiles, he's like, "Oh, you get free alcohol with every $500 million purchase. Every time he's meeting with important people,
Definitely
there's
likes
some
his
kind
drink.
of alcohol involved."
Definitely likes his
So
drink. Definitely
it's
his
there's a permanence
reputation.
around him.
Mm-hmm. Definitely has his reputation. Definitely likes his drink for sure.
Actually, according to Reddit, apparently him not drinking is actually not as early as we would expect. Okay, maybe it was early when the movie came out in 2008. Apparently, it was like in the 80s to 90s where he like stopped drinking. So like recent-ish for the times, I would say.
Okay.
But for us, yeah, no, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just more of a time moved on. It feels like it was dropped, but back then it was like still pretty recent.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking up alcoholism stuff. What was the last thing said?
Um, it's definitely featured in a movie too. Definitely likes his drink. He's a bit of a party boy.
This is true. Still
Yeah.
has been maintained as a playboy in this movie.
Yep.
Although I forget which movie he was. I don't know why I remember this, but I just know there's a point where he was drinking a lot of like I think prune juice.
Prune juice. I wonder.
Yeah.
True.
I wonder. I'm not sure.
Or was it pomegranate juice? One of the two.
No clue.
I don't remember him specifically drinking juice. What,
Well,
did he get like pregnancy cravings after Civil War or something?
God.
No, it was like something to like because he was dying
the
or
divorce
something.
baby. No, the divorce baby's clearly Peter Parker. Like, like, duh.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right about that.
Yeah, duh. Listen, if you don't think Peter Parker is biologically Tony Stark and Steve Rogers' son, then you're crazy and wrong, actually.
Oh my gosh.
What?
It all comes full circle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So which Avenger? What ABO dynamic is each Avenger?
Oh
Let's
my gosh.
discuss.
We're doing this on stream.
No. We should
Yes.
save this for Avengers.
Oh shoot,
We
you're
should
right.
save this for
Are
Avengers.
we ever
just a whole
actually gonna
separate
start?
tier list of who's an alpha, beta, or omega.
Yeah. I have some controversial.
Quincy, you're a
picks.
genius. We could make a tier list out of it.
Yay!
Oh yeah, we're making a tier list.
We
after
should,
this
we
with all the
should.
movies, with all the
I do
movies
have
and
a
characters.
I do have a quick side question for you, Lily.
Mm-hmm.
Are we ever actually gonna do the Discord After Dark with that requires Patreon access? Because that'd be perfect for it.
I for something like that, I would say why be a coward, just do that one on stream actually. But I have tossed around the idea of doing more After Dark kinds of watch parties and things. Nothing too serious, but like something that would not
She says
maybe
it's gonna
fly.
traumatize me.
Something that would not fly for YouTube or Twitch, which I'm sure I've definitely I mean, I've talked to you about watching Ugly Stepsister, that movie. That would definitely be After Dark. For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, because gore, horror stuffs.
But I'm not gonna like show you like the word I can't say. The word I'm not allowed to
It's
say.
okay, I'll say it.
No.
I wish I had like one of those censorship sound things.
The censorship buttons.
Yeah.
Streamers be
That
using
would've
those for
been
evil though, you know? There was like one streamer I came across. I'd seen this one streamer where she just like she just used it whenever she wanted to say slurs.
Oh,
Hard
Oh my
slurs.
gosh.
And she would use it for that, and she had to get it because YouTube and Twitch kept banning her, but she refused to stop saying them, so she just got herself a censor bar. That was insane to me that she did that.
Oh
That's
goodness.
actually
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
That's actually
quite
crazy.
crazy. She's also like the most racist, homophobic person alive. Maybe I won't name drop her because I don't remember her. Honestly, I didn't care enough to store her brain in my head. To store her name in my head.
Name your brain.
Yeah, name in my brain in my thing, whatever. I
Mhm.
didn't care enough. But yeah. Also, wow, this is the rare movie where I think we're actually gonna have a lot to say, huh? We haven't even really gotten the plot. It's like 30 minutes in, 40 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this one was good, and we haven't even touched the politics.
We have it. There's like there's yeah. It's gonna be the rare like this one was good. Therefore, we actually do have something to say.
Yeah.
Rare one of those.
I'm
It
not
is
sure
pretty
if
good though.
yeah, I haven't actually bothered to think about what I'm about to say right now,
Mm.
but I did get a flash of a thought of, is this just the opposite of Gun Superman?
James Gunn Superman.
Yeah.
In what way? I might agree with you, but give your argument.
Some of the political messaging he seems to be taking a pro-US military stance, or at
Mm-hmm.
least adopting that imagery of it, even if
Mm-hmm.
it technically, in theory, is trying to say something against it, which ultimately it is failing at that because it's still perpetuating an idea that is accepted by the US military.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas James Gunn's Superman stays away from a lot of that imagery, in fact, using imagery often associated more with that of the oppressed, specifically seeing like that of ice in the streets,
Mm-hmm.
and heck, even goes against U.S. Interest in some of its imagery, specifically with Netanyahu.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I think you have a point there, especially in that Tony is maybe closer to a Lex than he is a Superman. Especially, honestly, even in some of his ideology there, right? Like I think especially when we get to like Ultron, that's when we get to really start digging into and
It's a
criticizing
little
Tony.
fashy.
He's a little fashy. He's a little fashy. Like in that like neoliberal will give fascism a firm handshake kind of way.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a capitalist after all.
Yeah. That never
Note to
stops
self:
being the
have a
case.
That
also note
Elon
to self:
Musk
have a
wanted to be likened
conversation with
to.
Rux.
I think it's a funny thing where because of their aesthetics and because of the at the time views of like tech Silicon Valley guys that people and again this will be more of a Civil War conversation. But people tend to associate Tony more with being like democratic and liberal, and because of his aesthetics tend to assume Captain America is more conservative when like if you
It's
bother
kind of the
to
opposite.
it's very much the opposite. You bother to sit down with them for more than a second and you realize it's the opposite. Like Tony is maybe left of
A capitalist who
center
pushes for
depending
more
like
government control.
yeah, he's left of center in some ways, left of center compared to how like oh my god, current hellfire American politics are, but that's like not saying much. That's like not saying
Uh,
much. Where it's like, dang, Captain America can maybe maybe not be radical. I don't think any of these movies have ever actually managed anything radical.
yeah, the
Maybe
closest they
X-Men a
got him
little
to being
sometimes.
that's kind of baked into their DNA.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
but the closest to radical Cap got was like, well, maybe we don't have to sign the accord,
Mm.
and like, I mean, close enough, I guess.
Trying to think, yeah. I'm trying to like remember like a lot of Captain's actions and like I don't remember him ever really taking
Yeah. I
anything too extreme. I mean, he still cares about people. That's kind of like his core thing.
yeah, I consider politically most of the MCU films to be like more or less
Politics.
neoliberal garbage.
Oh, yeah, that too.
From a political standpoint anyway. Like uh God, even Black Panther, who comes from a director that I know has better politics than what he presented there, is I would not say is
Almost as
anything
if they
impressive.
were, yeah, almost as if they might have been, be it consciously or subconsciously, aware of having to restrain themselves due to the mouse.
Yeah, yeah. So, but this one definitely like set a tone here. How about let's actually just talk about the plot of the movie, so that way we're not here for
All right.
5 hours.
Yeah. We can
All
start at the
right, so
beginning.
We'll dig in.
let's
We'll
start
circle
off.
back.
Let's start off. They're humanizing the U.S. military. That's already a flag.
Yeah, okay, so it starts off with Tony in a military car and military vehicle headed somewhere. And Tony's bantering. We understand two things, right? Yeah, one, Tony's charming. He has some riz to him. He manages to pay the female officer in there a non-creepy compliment.
Yeah, like immediately off the bat, like,
And trying to
yo,
break the
this guy's
serious,
kind of funny.
Yeah.
the serious like vibe of the situation, which he commonly does.
You get that he's funny. You get that he, while maybe a little odd, definitely has like a down to earth aspect to him, where he's willing to just talk to people.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it immediately is of course cut off with the gunfire, but before that, yeah, you get a bit of humanization from Tony, and you know, bit of humanization for the U.S. military as well.
We'll get there. We're almost there. But
Holds it in.
but yeah,
But a lot of the
very
beginning of the movie is
humanized.
just establishing also Iron Man's character to the audience.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can
he's a
Tony.
bit of a he's a bit of fast talker, a bit of a people person. Also, is immediately trying to flex, like, oh yeah, I'm super smart and stuff.
Yeah, he definitely has a bit of that arrogance to him, for sure. No, not a bit. That's way underselling it, huh? That's like actually severely underselling
like a
it.
bit.
Wow.
That's like
Yeah,
that's like
yeah.
the
Specific in this specific scene,
So
you
Odysseus
get
levels of
whiffs.
arrogance.
Yeah, in this specific scene, you only get taste of his arrogance. We will get fed a full course later.
He has Homer's Odysseus, the original version of Odysseus
I mean,
levels
his
of
ego
arrogance.
has an ego.
Yeah.
Hey, Cyclops, fuck you. I'm Odysseus.
I'm Odysseus gives him my social security number.
I'm Odysseus. My social security number is 69 and I live on Ithaca.
Yeah. Yeah, Tony is Tony's a lot, but he's charming. He's definitely charming in a way that, like, I think as you know, American audiences are primed to enjoy characters like this, for sure.
Hey Lily, what's that outside the window?
Oh no, what?
I think it's a surprise military ambush.
Oh no!
Quick, get down.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So flashbacks, see Tony, get to know Tony, get to know his daily life, his let me actually just look at my notes here. Oh yeah, we get Tony being entirely too smart to be a billionaire. That's actually one thing I think I mentioned several times at the very least, which is that, like,
It was a common topic.
yeah, which is that Tony is a completely unrealistic character, not because he flies in a impossible magic suit, but because he is actually an intelligent billionaire.
Yeah, because like a lot of the billionaires, let me rephrase it, all of the billionaires,
They have a lot of people
basically
that
were
have.
handed. Huh?
Usually, they're surrounded by a lot of people who create what they're credited for.
Mm-hmm. Or more
Yeah.
accurately, they leech off of those people.
Yeah.
Basically. I mean, name a billionaire that didn't have an easy start with things.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you got your Mark Zuckerberg, but take a look under the hood and you'll find out he was given quite a bit of money.
Yeah, well, luckily with Tony, they do at least establish, like, yes, he is rich because his daddy was also very, very, very rich.
Yeah, they don't gloss that.
Yeah, he's not self-made or something disgusting like that.
Yeah,
But he is
apparently
also
Oppenheimer
He's a
died.
nepo baby. They did not
Yeah.
hide that.
Yeah. Also, apparently Oppenheimer died or something because apparently, it was Robert Stark or Howard Stark. Lily, what was his name?
Howard Stark.
Yeah, Howard Stern.
Sure.
Created the nuclear bomb.
Yeah, he worked on the Manhattan Project. But granted, that's like in the MCU, right? The whole nuclear bomb thing is kind of funny, right? Because it's like Cap is kind of a stand-in for the nuclear bomb. Is yeah. Don't worry about it too much. That's more a metaphor. The actual history is, I think, a bit more layered, but
We will get into that at a later time. But for
anyway,
now,
what I'm trying to
Tony's
point
an
out is
orphan.
that his actual real life counterpart, Elon Musk, is a fucking ghoul with a fifth grade reading level. Tony is like a genius who like banters and who can actually build things with his own hands.
Tony is what Elon
Is an
thinks
engineer, yeah.
he can be.
Yeah. And also Tony's amazing chemistry with Pepper is shown off pretty early on here too.
Again, how unrealistic. He's not just paying her to be around him and tolerate.
No, we did. I remember I mentioned this one scene, right? So there's a scene where like she comes in mentioning that it's her birthday and that she bought herself a gift on his behalf using his credit card or whatever, right? And they have like a cute back and forth about it. And I remember as a kid, I assumed that was like, okay, this is Tony showing that he doesn't think about her enough and he wasn't thoughtful enough to get her a gift himself. But then as an adult, I'm like, listen, if my boss / will they won't they love interest let me just use their credit card to buy myself a gift of literally anything, like they're a billionaire, they literally blank check, they don't care, I would be very happy. Like
no one's gonna decline that.
No, as a kid I was like, why doesn't he think of her and get him a gift herself? Or to get her a gift himself. But as an adult, I'm like, yeah, money's expensive.
How dare you steal my quote?
I did.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, going into this, I was actually thinking like, okay, I wonder if the will they won't they is like not existent and it was just us projecting onto it because that's what the studio kind of wanted. No, they actually had chemistry. They bantered, I murdered a bot, and they were actually genuinely kind of supportive of each other.
I didn't see
Especially
the bot.
Pepper. It's fine, it's
You
dead
murdered
now.
it so well, I didn't even see it.
Yay.
I didn't even see a bot.
Yeah.
It's murdered. Obsessive redneck 7I7FB3Z
Okay.
is dead.
But yeah, they have amazing chemistry. And like, yeah, they're just super cute during the whole thing. Even though all I could think about was how like RDJ had to wear shoe lifts and how she had to wear flats for all their dancing
You brought
scenes.
that up 2 different times.
I did because it's so funny that RDJ, they're the same height, the two of them, but they're trying to sell it that he's like a little taller, and they keep on trying to make you believe that she's wearing heels the whole time, even though they suspiciously never show her heels when she's next to him. Next to Coulson, no problem, but next to Tony, no.
They also don't show
But he's
him
taller.
standing. Yeah, they also don't show a lot of him standing next to Steve.
Or anyone in particular.
Or anyone.
Man, this is where I have the note just like this movie's very good, I must admit, because that was about that point where I was just like, yeah, just all the characters are charactering, the effects, what we have of them are cool, and you get a lot of practical stuff in there, and even like the visuals, the color grading, all that stuff is, I mean, maybe the colors aren't anything special, maybe it's not quite like as vibrant as what we got with like X-Men or Spider-Man, with those being like shot on film. I don't think this one was, but like it's still like pretty all right. It's not like the gray mess that some of the other ones can get.
It wasn't like so dull to the point where like
Yeah.
it was like nothing on screen, but it definitely was more gray box modern as well.
Yeah, starting to slide towards that. And okay. Oh yeah. Oh, seeing more of my notes. Oh, okay. So I think this is where we finally make it back to the flash forward, where Tony. I wrote down this little arc here where Tony starts off as a weapons merchant. Okay, yeah. So let me mention this. Okay. So right, the arc of the film, Tony's clawing his way back to redemption, right? That's ostensibly what it is. That's a very positive interpretation of it. A more negative interpretation is, like Tony starts off as a weapons merchant, and the movie, it attempts to like do a lot of lip service as to why like this is bad. This is very bad, right? It's like Tony is so remorseful. He's talking a lot about accountability. We see the negative effects this has because his weapons, not only at first we assume accidentally, but later on find out on purpose, are getting into the hands of very, very bad people. But it is also at the same time making these weapons look really, really, really cool, right?
Yeah, because I mean they're trying to establish that Tony Stark is like making weapons that like no one's ever seen before.
And the people using these weapons, the bad men using these weapons, are, and this is why we said, wow, you can tell this movie was made in 2008. Pretty like racist depictions of like Middle Eastern men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That they're all terrorists.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give the movie some credit and say that there are some that are just like civilians, right? The doctor with
The
Tony,
village at
the
the oh yeah,
village,
that
right?
too.
There are some that are just civilians.
Yeah, but it's giving
Doesn't
the
erase.
impression that
Yeah, it doesn't
I
erase
mean,
it.
it's still giving the impression though that
I
they're
think
the
they
ones
also implied.
leading the
Yeah, I think
like
they
they're the
also.
government over there when in actuality that's not
Yeah, I
it.
think they implied the Ten Rings, the organization that is totally going to play a larger
Definitely
role of
gonna
things in the
return. Don't
future.
worry.
Definitely gonna return. Definitely gonna see the Mandarin.
Yeah.
Where was I? Uh, yes, I think they implied that they were a group from all around the world because I remember there was a scene like, oh yeah, some people speaking like Urdu, Farsi, Russian. But basically it was just a
Hungarian at
list of
one
people.
point.
Yeah, basically it was just a list of everyone the Americans didn't like and Hungarian too, I guess.
Hungarian too, I guess. But and then so there's the thing, right? They're the movie's paying lip service this idea that weapons merchant bad, and then also evil Middle Eastern terrorists, and then also no even vague mild attempt to criticize the U.S. military, like not even like the tiniest sprinkling of criticism heading their way, not even a little.
Mhm.
Like, well, and also it's kind of like the implication of like, oh, it's okay if we have these weapons, but suddenly when they have the weapons, oh, that's a big
Oh yeah,
no-no.
then things must have gone too far. Then we've strayed from God's light. And of course it very much affirming that in the end with like basically the message going from basically starting off from selling weapons to I am personally the only one that can be trusted with these weapons, just continues to affirm that, right?
Mhm.
I think I was explaining to you guys, right, the whole idea of like a good guy with a gun, um a
Is
popular thing that
stopped
will,
by
yeah,
yeah, or yeah.
a
Yeah.
popular thing that shows up especially in like cowboy media back in the day, where the idea is the only thing that can stop a bad guy with the gun is a good guy with the gun. And it how that is like just pretty like flawed way looking at these things, right?
Mhm.
It assumes that the good guy with the gun exists, which we've already established that Tony, that there are definitely no billionaires like Tony Stark, that definitely is not a thing that exists in real life. And to assume that is just absolute naivete. uh
And was also actually who am I kidding? Not was is still also American ethos.
Yeah. It's an ethos that's like, okay, there's you can't just send the good guy with the gun to get the bad guy with the gun. Maybe sometimes systemic like policy is what's actually going to stop the bad guy with the gun a little better. Maybe if we discussed why or how the bad guy got the gun, maybe then we might be able to actually get somewhere.
Maybe if we stopped inventing missiles to kill a lot of people, we won't
Yeah.
destabilize things.
But
Okay, sorry, go on, go on.
that I mean that's kind of the problem with Iron Man as a character in general, right? The idea that he is the absolute epitome of good guy with a gun, right? Just the absolute epitome of good guy with the gun, where he is the genius, uniquely ordained with a unique morality and a unique sense for things, who can come in here and stop all the bad people, and we can trust him with all of the terrifying weaponry because he's not going to do anything bad with it because he says so, which is
I remember what I said earlier about
Is
he's
that
a
the same
little
logic of just believing in an occult leader just because?
yeah, also cops, but yeah.
mostly cops, mostly because cult leader is more like a cult of personality of what says goes due to them. But then again, now that I say that out loud, I think that just describes authority structures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unhealthy authority structures in general. They all tend to look alike after a certain point. But yeah, Tony. Again, it's that thing where it's like we have to all sit down here and just remember that, like, oh my god, Tony, the politics around him, so bad, so many reasons why this is a bad template, bad lesson to learn for reality, so many reasons why this was just horrible propaganda for 2008 that sadly definitely did its job. But we can also be like, well-made movie, we like Tony as a character, we can accept this as fantasy and fiction, and while we can maybe mourn the real life consequences this had, it's maybe at this point not very useful to, like, I don't know, decry this thing as the worst piece of media ever, right? Like,
Hmm.
maybe we have the privilege of just saying it's a comic book movie. It doesn't have to be that deep, even as we know it is definitely that deep.
It's indicative of
Yeah.
how the culture is,
Yeah.
which gives it that depth.
By the time we go to Avengers, I will try and show you guys a wonderful little video essay discussing the very exact ways with statistics and citations as to why Avengers is propaganda and why the MCU in general can a little bit be liberal propaganda. But for now, we're gonna like keep it relatively light because this is mostly just based off of our own observations and our own opinions at this point. We did not go into a deep research dive. We do these things like once a week.
Off the cuff. Oh yeah,
Off the
that
cuff.
too.
Yeah. I mean, we take notes. I get bullet points that guide me in what I'm gonna say. So anyway, Tony gets captured and tortured. Gets waterboarded and also gets shrapnel in his lungs or heart that needs a car battery
From a
connected to
bomb.
him in order to not die.
Basically, something electromagnets.
Yeah. Oh, also he's tortured and threatened into building a missile for these 10 Rings guys. And I had the note of, can you imagine if someone kidnapped Elon Musk and asked him to build a Cybertruck from scratch with a box of scraps?
Oh no! I wish that was an animated meme, honestly.
Yeah, I do actually want to say this. It technically, yeah, I do want to say this. Technically, it wasn't actually a box of scraps because they had a bunch of confiscated, or not confiscated, obtained Stark weapons. We'll find out.
Yeah, but still,
that's true.
But still, you know the line. You know the line.
We know the line.
We know the line.
But like, no, give Elon Musk a state-of-the-art facility. He's still ain't coming up with shit.
He's not doing it. He's still not managing it.
No. Listen. You could literally give him everything he needs and say, make Starlink. He ain't doing it.
You could give him engineer step-by-step, blueprint guides, and he probably couldn't do it.
No.
No, maybe the one place where we get a little more realistic again, where you start to maybe drag ourselves back, is with the plot point that we get every indication that Stain is mostly, feeding his own empire and his own wealth by using Tony and his inventions, and he plans on continuing to do that. And Tony and Stain's whole relationship is very interesting, and I will be excited to dig through that a bit, especially with the different interpretations that surround it that we discussed a little bit. Specifically the interpretation that Stain groomed Tony in some way, not necessarily in a sexual assault manner, but like in a way that he had a certain amount of control over him, and he has continued to try and leverage that control through adulthood through certain means, including gaslighting, and also trying to convince the world that Tony is no longer mentally fit after his experiences, and then just straight up trying to kill him. So yeah, Stain supposedly raised Tony, so that's quite messed up.
Starting the rumors of PTSD and all that too.
Yeah, which granted, true, he definitely does have PTSD, but he's also claiming that he's mentally unsound because of that, and should not be. None of his decisions should be taken seriously.
I do also want to add in, later on we'll find out. By the way, we're far past spoiler point, I personally would say. We do find out.
Seen this movie.
Yeah. We do find out that he was the one who put the hit out on Tony, told the 10 Rings, like, hey, get his ass.
Yeah.
So, like, he was long since trying to kill him. This wasn't a spur of the moment. Oh, he said turn off the weapons? Get him killed. Nah, he was already planning this.
Yeah, and to maybe actually give a bit credence to the really messed up interpretation, the even more messed up side of the interpretation as well, there's the fact that he is quite grabby with Tony in a way that feels gross in an intentional way. In a way that very intentionally feels gross and just uncomfortable, and
really
yeah.
I felt it. It was uncomfortable.
The what?
Don't you remember the call?
The call? The call. Oh my god, the first time Stain calls Tony, he's like shirtless in bed. That was very odd.
Yeah.
And then
Kia phone.
Like it is Oh my god, people are gonna get on my ass. Like, Vox from Has Been Hotel, how like he just cannot stop fucking touching people. It was very much like that vibe a lot of the
You
times. Where it was
can't
just,
escape him.
I can't escape him.
I'm
Yep.
back in the
I'm back in
fucking.
the fucking building. But all that being said, let's circle back. The whole sequence of Tony being in captivity is honestly very tense and very well done. Just a very good like high stakes escape kind of sequence that, despite all the stuff surrounding it, is just well executed. Just is.
Mhm.
And then he comes back and we have a shot sponsored by Burger King.
Oh yes,
Because he
of
wants
course.
that American cheeseburger.
Yeah, he does, and he gets a fucking Burger King for some reason. Tony, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I wonder how much
am
they
kind of
paid for that.
curious. Yeah, I am kind of curious on if it was RDJ's influence that made him get Burger King. Since, again, still haven't bothered to double check the facts of this story. But apparently, RDJ was hard on drugs, had a Burger King burger's like, what am I doing to my body? I used to love these things, and now this tastes bad. I need to fix myself.
There is
Like,
a point to why Tony and why RDJ seems so perfect for Tony is that he seems like he really just already was the character in a lot of ways.
mhm.
Seems like he doesn't have to do much to get into character. He kind of just that's the thing with all the MCU actors is the wild thing though. Like they're just all kind of a little too perfect for the roles.
Yeah, I'm gonna
They
be
really
honest.
did
I'm
capture the. I mean, that kind of shows up later though, because a lot of the other movies, there's a lot of improv for the dialogue.
There's and a
That
lot of
Yeah.
it
actually goes
works
on.
is the thing. Like far too many
Yeah.
of these far too many of these actors just seem like just a little too. There was the joke for a while that they just grow these people in labs, and it's like yeah, I think because you
Yeah.
see them in interviews and they're just like I mean maybe they're just that well media trained, but they just kind of seem perfect, right? There's maybe only a few where I would say that like maybe those casting choices became unfortunate in retrospect, like Jeremy Renner. Can't win
Oops.
them all, I guess. Hawkeye's actor,
Oh,
who
okay.
then I think like allegedly beat his wife or something.
Thanks,
Ah.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Jeremy Renner's by all indications very much not a good guy. Um yeah. uh
So moving on
yeah,
from
we can't really
that
do much other than
one.
that. Moving on. Tony's whole sequence of getting back at the guys, by the way, at the end of that sequence, starting to blow shit up, set shit on fire. It's
Oh,
very like satisfying, even if it is very much like I don't know, kind of a little jingoistic, maybe, little like maybe enjoys it a little too much. Marvel characters, I forget sometimes just kill people. I forget that Tony kills a lot of people in this movie.
yeah.
Not like a lot of blood, but he
Yeah, he
definitely does
does.
do it. Marvel
We
characters
see a
just do
man
that.
die on screen. Like,
Yeah.
remember there's that one guy who shot him, bullet ricocheted.
Yeah. And there's the one that he just like slams into a wall like 50 feet away.
Yeah.
Sets missiles on all of them. Like yeah. After a while, you're like,
To be
oh
fair,
shit.
Wolverine does straight up kill people too.
No, he does. It's
I don't
yeah.
think I don't think Cap kills any people in his movie.
No, only Nazis.
Exactly. He
Yeah.
didn't kill any people.
Yeah. It's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Like
It's
Cap's still my
always the
perfect little
moral
baby
Cap.
angel. That's okay. The rest of you guys
I
are a
love
little
Cap.
fucked up.
In fact, Cap, kill some more, please. We got many in the modern
The
day.
rest of you guys are a little fucked up, but But honestly, I feel like I'm more and more talking myself into this just kind of being a western, huh? Like it's taking a lot of cues from westerns, like a lot.
Yeehaw.
Like in between the whole like good guy with the gun thing, Tony's whole what like wild escape, the wild violent escape. Like I'm reminded of different beats from some of my favorite westerns.
Go on.
I haven't seen a lot of
Like
westerns, so
Django Unchained, or like I don't know, like Fistful of Dollars or something. Granted, westerns are also ostensibly just samurai movies,
Cop?
but
Oh, that.
yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from in terms of it. Because to try putting words to what I think you're meaning is basically good guy with a gun comes to town, finds the bad, and then shoots his way out of it.
Yeah, basically. It's very much about like American values and self-determination and self-determinism and redemption. There's a lot of like parallels. And there's some superhero movies are more Western, right? I'll say Logan is probably the most Western of all these ones we're gonna see. But like this one definitely is taking some cues. Like I kind of want to show you guys a Western after this and see if I can get your take on whether you think it's actually similar. I'm curious. But yeah. Gosh. So yes, Tony returns with the press conference, announces the closure of their weapons division, and this is basically where Stain starts really circling in, doing everything he can to discredit Tony in the background, while Tony is in the foreground doing a lot of honestly pretty cool Iron Man shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's developing basically the first prototype of Iron Man.
Yes, and it looks very cool.
Learns how to fly.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
It's all silver.
Slapstick.
I love Dummy.
Dummy is a perfect orange cat.
Note, Dummy is not an orange cat. It is the mechanical arm.
Yeah, but he has the personality of a very stupid orange cat. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was very stupid, boy orange cat.
As quite literally, when he took his flight trip to on the prototype of Iron Man, when it got iced over, only then did he get doused in a
flame retardant
fire extinguisher.
Yeah. Like,
and he's literally iced over.
And Tony even says like, "I'm gonna like sell you on Craigslist or something like that."
No, gives you to like the local community college.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah, there we go.
Your cat with Craigslist.
Oh yeah. Then they all looked at me like, "Don't you say that to your cat 5 times a day?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Every time that little shit claws my chair, I threaten to sell her on eBay. Look, she's looking so cute right now, curled up. Oh my god, I can't even pretend.
I don't think I've ever threatened to sell or give away my dog. I've only ever said, I will throw you into another room and close the door, or I will ship you to my brother's house.
Huh. I'll sell her on eBay for a potato chip. One day.
It's me, a potato chip.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we also get the scene here where Pepper, so Tony like upgrades his reactor. Pepper has to switch it out. This is a pretty like famous scene, and the way they do it is interesting actually. Once you see it though, you kind of can't unsee it, is the issue, because the idea is that Tony is like sitting up a little bit more upright, and then but in the image it looks like he's leaning back really hard because there's like a false latex chest that they have molded on top of him, and Pepper changes out his reactor in a scene that you get the feeling was probably pretty traumatic for movie Pepper. Oh yeah, since we're mentioning actors, also might as well mention Gwyneth Paltrow, who also does a very amazing job in this role. Like, wow, she's pretty perfect. Pepper is by far the best superhero love interest we've gotten so far. Like, wow, it's not close. Like, it's really not close.
Yeah, I love Pepper.
Pepper's great. She's like, she's proactive. She's like awkward, but also well put together in a way that's like realistic.
Doesn't womanly faint. I'm still on that case, Sue.
Yeah, she's not fainting, and pretty much every situation she gets herself into, she gets herself out of it too. And she even helps Tony in the final encounter. She's like the MVP, aside from Tony himself, maybe. Yeah, she's kind of just great. It's the issue. Is the issue is the wonderful thing about her. Maybe the issue is that Gwyneth Paltrow herself is a little bit of a weird woman. Now considering we talked about a man who beat his wife earlier, IRL, we can forgive her for being maybe a little strange.
Some leeway is afforded.
Yeah, we can forgive her for being like a little strange. Maybe she is a little strange though. Her goop thing is is a little odd. I must admit the ethics of basically selling wellness snake oil are not very good. But hey, at least she didn't beat her spouse. At least that, Jeremy Renner.
The bars in the ground.
Bars in the ground, Gwyneth Paltrow, little strange, but you know what? You're like,
You're not in hell.
yeah, you're like a Hollywood actress. I feel like that's your right. I feel like that's your right. Go, continue on your journey, Queen. Honestly, I feel like that's your right.
Oh yeah, and then Tony gets iced over, and Dummy sprays him.
Oh yeah, he flies too close to the moon. He Icaruses himself, but except it's ice, not sun.
He flies too close to the ice in the sky.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Let's continue. I feel like.
Yeah, we've been going on a decent bit for one of these. It's been a
Yeah.
while since we've had a good amount to say, hasn't it?
I think because this movie's a good mixture of like, wow, this is actually like good and didn't bore us to tears, but also there is unironically like a lot to criticize here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
There's a lot of politics going on.
There's a lot to criticize, but like it is also just actually genuinely good.
Mm-hmm.
I get why, this is maybe one of the movies where I was like, yeah, I get why some people like, don't necessarily view comic book movies as real movies, especially from like this one example, but like it's just well put together. It is a damn good blockbuster.
Yeah, plus I think we also had quite a bit to say regarding the politics of things.
Yeah. Yep. And we'll have more to say as we go forward because we basically barely scratched the surface of Tony's politics in this one. And we haven't even gotten to the point where the movies themselves start criticizing him a little bit. And there's much more to talk about once the Avengers begin like behaving as a unit.
Mm-hmm.
Which the whole Avengers era is interesting in my opinion. Oh my god, it actually is my homework for you guys for the Avengers gonna be to watch an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer? No.
Okay.
I definitely have to make you guys watch the video essay, but also maybe also an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Huh?
On ABO?
No, on the propaganda of Avengers. But also a Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode because I feel like the Avengers episode is going to be like 3 hours long. And only a fraction of that is going to be us actually talking about the movie. Because, yeah, the politics are interesting to talk about. And also, the Joss Whedon of it all is interesting to speak on as well. Because while we've like talked a little bit about like various directors of these so far that have been canceled for one reason or another, usually sex pest reasons, generally. Like Joss Whedon is definitely the most interesting out of all of the sex pest directors. Definitely the most interesting because Joss Whedon was influential in a way that the others were not.
Hollywood has not exactly had good actors in it, and I'm not talking about the people on stage.
Yeah. Joss Whedon is like maybe one of the most influential screenwriters of all time at the moment. Like once you start recognizing Joss Whedon's writing style, you realize that not only are his like metaphorical fingers everywhere, but his literal fingers are everywhere as well. His credits are like his name is in so many credits. So many. It's insane. Things you would not expect. You find out that he like was a script supervisor or that he like did a second pass on something, and you start to hear his like writing voice everywhere once you start to recognize it. And listening to like how the dialogue in Buffy will be a great comparison point that will start to get you to see the patterns.
I see. Huh.
Yeah. So it's like with the Avengers, there's gonna be a lot to dig into. So I might ask you guys to give me like a few days to help us dig through all the homework of that one. Once I'll give you warning when the week of that one comes up. So we'll try and like set aside like a good 2 or 3 days to work on that one.
Uh,
Yeah,
full weekend homework.
full weekend homework. You'll enjoy it though. You'll enjoy it. It'll be informative
Mm.
and fun because Buffy the Vampire Slayer is a good show. But okay, so where do we go? Okay, looking through here. Oh yeah, Rhodey. Rhodey has
Oh
a
yeah,
scene here, and I
this
was
is
reminded
before he
that
had
Rhodey's
haircuts.
actor pre Don Cheadle.
Yes. And
Um,
then we were told it's because they wanted to give him less money.
yeah, apparently in movie two, according to them, their rationale was that he had a reduced role. 1 second, I'm getting a knock.
Already? Well then, supposing I could just say the last little bit. Supposing he was going to get a reduced role, that was their justification to give him less money. However, I find that stupid. We all find that stupid. He left. They replaced him unceremoniously.
It's not a good thing, but I mean, can understand why he did it.
Yeah. But, moving on from that, supposing I could loop
Don
back to
Cheadle,
plot. Oh, okay, there
pre
you are.
Don
Hey,
Cheadle.
what up?
There, yeah, I'm back. Oh yeah, my note here really was that Rhodey has a very poorly aged line about manned flights being better tactically than unmanned flights.
Oh, I
Uh,
forgot about that.
very poorly
Yeah,
aged
he's just
line.
all like, yeah, he's just like, oh yeah, people have come out with drone technology. Drones ain't mean shit. In my experience,
Like,
men
oh,
flying planes are the
oh,
future. They're
oh.
tried and true and know how to react.
Mm-hmm.
And then we look at gestures towards the sins of the world.
Yep. But the following scenes, the suit building, all that stuff. It's all so genuinely fun. Oh yeah, we also have Pepper giving Tony the gift, the proof that Tony Stark has a heart. Little thing with the arc reactor engraved and like the little glass box, a little MacGuffin that's important for later, you know. Um, but even then, it's a very sweet little moment, and it also became the basis for an AO3 tag. Tony Stark has a heart.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Fun
And
little
yeah,
name.
it's around here that Tony finds out that his company is selling to both sides, not just that the weapons are stolen. And Stain does not even deny it at this point. Stain is like, he got plans on plans. He's not worried about Tony knowing at this point. He's like, I'll just try and kill him a second time. Who cares?
That's fair enough.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, um, where else? So yeah, a lot of this other stuff we kind of saw, I talked about already. Seen the scene like being shown behind us. That one
Oh yeah.
happens. The explanations, the explosions. Fuck words. And we also What else we got? Oh, we took an AMV break at this point, didn't we? Because I started to show you some edits that I found that I was like, these are really good. You need to see these.
Specifically from the TikTok.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Iron Man comes by. It's like, oh, oh wait, actually, you know what? One step back because we actually forgot to set something up.
What?
There was some Stark dedication event going on where Stein,
Stain.
fucking Obi, yeah,
Obadiah
Stain.
Stain.
I know him as Obi. My notes only have him as Obi. That is
Because
what
Tony
was
calls him
easy to
Obi.
write. That was what was easy to write, so I
Granted,
kept
I
doing
called him
it.
Stone for a while until I double checked.
Yeah. All right. So fucking My Hero Academia Stain, was just like, yeah, Tony, keep a low profile. I don't worry about this party, and so we don't worry about this party because Tony talks to a reporter. Reporter says, "Dude, what the fuck? You said you're shutting down your weapons. Why do we got your weapons in this random village?" And that's why he's there.
Yeah.
This is a surprise tool that's going to factor in later. Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
and you could also tell that this movie is fantasy or sci-fi or fiction, whatever,
mhm.
because the U.S. military said, "Oh, we wanted to help, but they had hostages."
That was a
U.S.
little
helping.
laughable. That was a little laughable.
Of course, of course. How to get my side comics in there.
Yeah.
All right. So continue on where you were.
This is where we get the line of Tony was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
As
Uh,
he's angry that they can't
mhm.
reverse engineer what he built.
I think basically the very next scene is him paralyzing
Yeah, because
Tony, him
the
basically going in for the kill.
as the scientist
And he
said in
also,
response to that, was just like, "I'm not Tony Stark, sir,"
Mm.
and
yeah,
so he has to steal the tech that literally is inside Tony.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, it's not the very next scene, is it? There was like a whole tense thing with Pepper where she has to like steal some files from him, and then she
And
runs
found
away and
out,
like gets
yeah,
Coulson's attention, tells him everything, and she like comes up with her own like counter plan. And Pepper's just so cool. She's just so cool. She's so cool.
she is girl boss.
We love her. But yeah,
Pepper
she
is
is absolutely
great. She has,
she's freaked the fuck out, but also does amazing.
I mean,
Sweetie.
reasonably so.
Yeah. And yeah, then the final fight happens, and um yeah, I don't know anyone who like loves the final battle. It's like fine, I guess, but like compared to the movie leading up to it, it's maybe a little limp. Right? Like bigger Iron Man fights the smaller Iron Man. It's like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine,
I've
I
heard
guess.
some people Yeah, I've heard some people complain that this is where the big gray blob type of boss that the movies have been relying on so often started here. And like, not wrong, but like, there's only so much you could do with this suit.
Yeah, I'm also not sure
So like,
how
I think
much
it's forgivable here.
how much Stain like actually like I don't know how much he like uh no,
What?
I don't know. Okay,
Montage
I was
you?
about to try and I was about to like maybe knock Iron Man's villains a little bit. I realized I don't actually know enough about them is the issue.
Hmm.
I don't I know hardly anything about Iron Man's villains. And I think part of the issue with the Iron Man movies is that they don't really do a good job of selling them for the most part, right? Like they're all
Not
just either like
particularly.
fucked up Iron Men, or the goddamn
Disgruntled
Mandarin.
employees. Oh yeah, that too.
The disgruntled
Yeah.
employee thing. Okay. Oh, no. False. Incorrect. Incorrect.
Oh heck, I'm getting a call.
Oh no. Well, I gotta wait for
Oh,
him to come back for me to argue with him about that. But the whole disgruntled employee thing, they were never. So I assume Luck is referring to the Vulture and Mysterio, right?
I don't know that many on the villains. I'm gonna be honest as well,
Well, those are Spider-Man
but
villains in the Spider-Man movies.
yeah,
But the issue is that they were never disgruntled Spider-Man. No, they're never disgruntled like former Stark employees, right? Like all the
no,
disgruntled
no,
former employees in Spider-Man's roster are former Oscorp employees.
yeah,
Tony like Stark Industries being a stand-in for Oscorp is just because Spider-Man didn't want to establish an Oscorp when Stark Industries was right there and the relationship was a little closer. But you know, no, like strike them from the record when discussing Tony's villains because he's so uninvolved with that. That is movie only. They do not have interactions with him in the comics as far as I'm concerned. Maybe there's like one crossover where he like fights one of them. I don't care. But like strike him from the record. Shame they left now because we're basically just at the end, yeah? We talked about the whole plot. This is just where we get the I am Iron Man scene. And the little saucy little Nick Fury cameo at the end.
yeah, because they're they're gonna start the whole recruitment of the Avengers. Shield gets introduced.
Yeah. You become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet.
Yeah,
Um yeah. I feel like this is the second time Luck is left like right as we were about to wrap up,
I
basically.
know. Now I think last time we had to almost wait to do the outro
Yeah,
without him.
yeah. Except this time I'm not. Oh, are you back? Are you back?
I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back.
We,
Back.
we mentioned that we should strike the whole like former disgruntled Stark employees because that was invented specifically for the movies. Falcon and Mysterio were not disgruntled former Stark employees in the comics, and they have no real dealings with Tony in the comics.
Hmm.
And I mean, maybe there's some origin thing that I'm not getting, but for the most part, if there's a Spider-Man villain that's a disgruntled former employee of anything, it's Oscorp. But they didn't want to put Oscorp in these movies because understandably crowds things a little. But
Yeah.
I think legitimately we were about to wrap up here because we just mentioned like I am Iron Man, and then Nick Fury comes in at the end, and a little Easter egg that I assume they put it in there as like a if this fails, let's just say it was a fun little Easter egg, but then it ended up becoming a huge thing. Uh, you know, so honestly, I am like about ready to rank this thing.
Alrighty.
Okay, so where are we gonna put it?
Hit me with the Excel.
Yeah, let me do that. Okay. Let's hit everyone with the Excel worksheet.
All
Okay.
right, so off the bat, it's probably going to be above the little mediocre valley. So that's a gimme.
Yes. I think above Fantastic Four, easy, even. Like I would put it above 1994 Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And would I put it above the first X-Men movie?
I personally think I would.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
I personally
and the Captain America one, honestly.
The question is X2.
Good question. Do I consider Iron
I'm
Man
gonna be
better than
entirely
X2?
honest. I'm gonna be entirely honest when I say this. I think this is my number 3.
I mean, I'm biased for
Sorry,
MCU.
sorry
so
guys.
like...
I don't know if you heard anything back there. I think the TV back there got a little loud. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I just heard a little bit of muffled
far off.
stuff going on.
A little bit muffled bang. Don't worry about it. TV got a little loud back there. Don't worry about it.
All right. I did say something that you're going to be disappointed in. I think this is my number 3.
Your number 3.
My number 3.
Ooh, so above X2.
I personally feel like it. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. This might be the complicated thing, right? Because X2, good politics.
It did have good politics.
X2, good politics. This movie, I think better filmmaking generally. X2, good politics.
Better visuals. I think I liked some of the characters a bit more.
Yeah.
RDJ is at least comprising at least 10% of this.
Yeah. Okay, as much as I love X2, I'm like, oh my god. Wait. Above the first Spider-Man?
No.
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 Willem Dafoe is a genius in that. We can't.
I will be honest. I'm biased, but at the same time,
I built this company. You have any idea what I sacrificed? Oscorp beats Stark Industries?
Oscorp beats Stark. Sorry, Quixby. What were you saying?
I'm just gonna say I'm pretty biased, so like it's personally my favorite movie I've seen, but we all know I'm biased though. So
like I'm saying, I feel like this is my...
It's definitely up there though. I think we all agree that it's definitely up here though.
Mm-hmm.
Probably put above X2.
Above X2. Again, as much as I love X2, I'm like...
But I'm guessing you guys like Spider-Man more than Iron Man.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm outvoted there.
Overruled there. X above yeah, I think above X2. Like I think I agree. Like as much as it's weird because it's like X2's politics are way better. But right, I think that's the thing where you have to remember that a movie is not always just its politics.
No.
Yeah.
Right? It's not always just its politics. You could have a movie that you super
really
disagree with its politics.
RDJ did a really good job with Iron Man.
Yeah. The flow's kind of perfect. Like
the action scenes are really exciting.
Yeah, okay. You know what? We're doing it. And then
the movie has a lot of personality. It's not like it was completely bland, despite like obviously the politics.
Let me get the quote. Let me get the quote.
The quote.
The quote. Wait. All caps, right?
All caps.
All caps. Okay.
It is shouted.
So I was able to build us a cave with a box of scraps.
I remember all caps when you spelled my damn name. Sorry.
Okay. I think we can call it right now. I think we can head out. I think we can happily call it for the day, and we will reconvene next week for The Incredible Hulk, which came out later in the
I
same year. Fun fact.
I don't know how to feel about that sentence, but you know
Me
what?
neither.
Let's go for it.
I'm looking at the list here, and it's like, well, it's gonna be a roller coaster. Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Iron Man 2, Thor. That's the roller coaster we're here for.
Listen,
So
That's a
listen.
big roller coaster.
Yeah.
I forgot who said this. I think it was like some director or something. But apparently, the philosophy for these movies for the MCU was, we just gotta get on first. We're not looking for a home run. You just gotta get on first.
that's fair.
I'm excited for anything Asgardian. Yeah.
I know you are. I know you are. Look at your little outfit. I know you are. Look at your little outfit that I drew for you.
Why am I just imagining the
I'm so
Quickspeed character
excited.
holding like a I'm imagining the Quickspeed character holding like a plush of Loki right now, just waving it towards the camera, saying Asgard.
Just imagine a little
I don't even know if
PNG
they've
of Loki.
made a
Just
decent plush of Loki, if I'm being honest.
have they? Let's find out.
I don't
Oh,
think
let's
so.
Google it.
Loki stuffed
Unless it's like
animal.
custom made.
Loki stuffed animal. Let's find it. Oh, we have alligator Loki.
Oh,
There's
okay,
actually some
okay.
cute alligator Loki ones. Like actually.
Okay, the alligator Loki doesn't surprise me, but you know what I meant.
Yeah. There's actually.
I do want that expensive figurine, but like
Yeah.
I don't have $300 right now.
There's an alligator
so
Loki.
That's not happening.
Okay, here. There's an alligator Loki with the mouth zips up, and then on the tongue it has the Loki campaign badge.
For
Does that
me, I
entice
was
you?
kind of more imagining. Yeah, I was imagining something like that. By the way,
Let me send. Oh gosh. Oh, is there anywhere where it's in stock? Let's see. Let me see if I can find something that's in stock to provide to Quixby here. I might literally not be able to. Was it just snapped up really? Yeah, it's like sold out everywhere. Okay, it was like $30
That's fair.
brand new. You might be able to find it on eBay for
Probably
hopefully
for
not
double
an
the price.
insane amount. Yeah, but there are some Etsy ones, some like fan made ones. They're cute. They're cute.
There's
Okay.
one for boxed lunch.
Box lunch is nice.
Yeah,
They're
that's
decent
out of
quality,
stock.
but they can be like a little pricey in my opinion.
pricey.
Mostly because
Yeah.
their literal business model is with the expectation that you will like use the coupons. So usually just the full price is just kind of it's like Bath and Body Works. The business model assumes that the customers are going to be a little coupon savvy.
True.
So, and you can get good price stuff for that. Okay, so we are going to end it for today. Luck, sing us a song.
Well, then lurkers, chatters, here for a little, here for a while. I think you're all the same. This is Luck bowing off, and remember, everyone, lucky days.
And 3, 2, 1. Good
Good
night.